And a lot of times confidence is all that matters between a top team and a second top team. I mean, I have really fun teammates, right? But when it comes to stuff like that, I had like this epiphany a few weeks back where I was like, what if I teach Amphi macro?
Tom from EsportsGG here. I'm with Gnaske of Ninjas in Pyjamas. I wanted to start, we were just talking about, you guys have been in the venue preparing, warming up today. You said how massive it is in the venue. It's going to be, jam-packed. They said over 30,000 people coming across the event, the biggest ever. What sort of a difference as a player does that make when you look up and there's literally so many people watching you?
It's truly different because usually in group stages, like at every single event so far, like the first day, especially if you play first block, there's like barely any people. So I've witnessed like with no people in the crowd, and I've then been in finals where it's completely packed and the energy is just out of this world, and it feels so good, and it makes it so when you do get those squad wipes and stuff like that, you get more hype or more like confident than you otherwise would have. So the crowd has a massive effect, but and obviously on the contrary, but actually not relative that bad, at least if you lose a fight.
Obviously we know that you do like a crowd, you do like these atmospheres. There's so many moments of things that you've done. I remember, contesting in LA in the finals and all these moments. How do you sort of take that in a positive way and use it and enjoy the moment, but also while staying focused and kind of not getting distracted by, the event and the atmosphere that you're in?
Dude, I don't think I do. I don't think I'm able to stay focused. I mean, a lot of tournaments, thinking back on it, even my best tournaments, I see myself like at least lose one game because like I get super overzealous, like ADHD, let's do that. Wait a minute. So, but then again, the games where I do play good, it's completely because I'm fired up and because of all of that. So, it's a double-edged sword, but it definitely leans towards being better than worse.
So we'll look forward to some more antics from you during this tournament. I wanted to then ask about the team and the team that you're playing with at the moment. Obviously, slightly different sort of energy vibes in terms of the crowd. We haven't seen that from them. How, when you're so motivated and energized, does that kind of feed into the teammates that you're playing with right now?
I mean, I have really fun teammates, right? But when it comes to stuff like that, emotions, I'd say they're a little bit stoic. With Amphi, you kind of need to this is a good question. I don't know. I definitely think it's net positive for sure. Because if you have a happy teammate, then you're gonna be more happy subconsciously. You'll play better because of it, and so you'll feel more confident. And a lot of times, confidence is all that matters between a top team and a second top team. Is who has most confidence. So happiness, it just directly correlates into confidence too. So you will feed off each other. If one person is happy, you will become happy. So it definitely is a net positive. And I'd say that they benefit more from a crowd than the average Apex player too, just like me. So yeah, we like it.
One of the things you guys have been working on is your team dynamic and the way that kind of things flow and information and decisions are made. We obviously all remember the clip of, I say jump, you say how high, right? Maybe one of the most iconic Apex quotes ever. I just wondered how you guys are feeling coming into this event and how you guys have managed to, work out that dynamic before this big tournament.
It's been working out really good. I had like this epiphany a few weeks back where I was like, what if I teach Amphi macro? What if I teach Amphi to be an IGL if I'm not doing it? Because a lot of people have actually said like, oh, NIP needs a more direct voice to follow, and where there's no confusion. If you ask my teammates too, it will always be my voice that's followed. But I've always had this very open mentality towards comms, and if a teammate makes a like assertive enough comm, then that's what we follow every single time. So if I say, let's go east, and Amphi or Zane screams, go west, go west, go west, but that's what we do. But if I say, go east, he says, go west, and I say, no, go east, and again, like it's just assertiveness. But then I thought about, what if I teach Amphi all the macro, then I have someone to bounce ideas off and stuff like that. So I actually like having a more open forum in that type of regards, because 3 brains thinking is better than 1 brain thinking. I'm a human, I can easily make mistakes. But then again, we've also focused, after that clip also, it's been a massive topic within the team to follow my calls when it is made. And I think I've also become I think a small issue, not the major one, but a small issue was I became a little bit more relaxed in terms of calling. And it's because Sane is specifically, at least before forcing Anthony to be more vocal, Sane specifically makes really good calls. So it's very easy to just sit back and like when Zane does do calling, I'm like, hey, I agree with it, and just sit back and relax. So we've found that balance a little bit more. And I think it's good. I think it's good overall.
On that theme, obviously, if we look maybe like 18 months ago in Apex, the way that teams were set up, there was always one IGL, usually, a very like core part of the team, the player that maybe most people sort of focus on, like, your Sweet, Hal, Hackers, these people. Now you see teams tend to have sort of two voices, maybe even three. Like obviously Hal and Zero now play together, on LG, Sykes, Funk giving their opinions. Obviously you guys are now moving that way as well.
I think the most obvious one is that everyone is more experienced. And then the more subtle one is that back in the days, there was very few people that actually put in effort to like learn the game, study the game, stuff like that. And those were the IGLs. So now you have more experience, and then you also just have more people putting in effort. And that's why you see more people. Because I mean, if you look at any top esport, anyone should make a call. Everyone should be good enough to make a call. There shouldn't be an IGL. The only reason for an IGL is to make sure everyone is on the same page. Because 3 people following a bad comm is better than 3 people doing individually good stuff. So the only reason why an IGL is a thing is because you should have one to lead the team. But that doesn't mean that the IGL is smarter or more capable of making comms. So I feel like if it becomes a little bit more maybe wishful thinking or optimistic or something like that to have all 3 yelling and being an IGL. But theoretically, if you could make it work, that would be more ideal, I think. If you have 3 people working in unison and everyone is like giving suggestions, that's literally all 3 working together. And so, but yeah, theory and practice is a little different. But that's why, to answer your question, I think that's why. So just experience.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, back 18 months ago, we kind of only used to see NA teams win LAN events, basically just TSM, and then Dark Zero moved over to NA as well. Now we've seen winners from all different regions. Obviously, Alliance won the EWC, Reject Winity won the first playoffs. Why do you think, or what do you think has changed for teams from other regions starting to win LAN events, and where do you see Europe at the moment in terms of strength?
Well, I think so. If you go back historically, like 2020, I'd say all of 2020, start of 2021, Europe was stronger than America, and those were like the 2 big regions. I don't think APAC North have ever been a contender, and APAC South, pound for pound, is great, but it's not that deep. At least that's even when Dark Zero was there. It wasn't that deep. There were the teams that were good. They were very good. There's no doubt about that. But there wasn't many good teams. Whereas Europe was there's massive net of good teams. America, massive net of good teams. So what really happened with Europe is that Europe never got funded with tournaments, which people lost incentive. I mean, if you compare pro players in Europe now compared to back in start 2020, there was way more back then. Way more motivation. So we barely had any third-party tournaments. Then Russia got banned. That was 1/3 of our region, and like that was half of the top. So that was massive impact on the European scene. And then right after that, Europeans started getting visa issues. So then we didn't have the top teams show up. I mean, we didn't have Max when I was playing with Dell. We didn't have Max play with us. He was Ukrainian. He wasn't able to play with us for like 4 LANs or something like that. And so, I mean, Europeans have had bad cards dealt. And I think now, after all of this massive slump, finally, like, the Europeans that are here now are here to stay. So that's why we still see the motivation and stuff like that, the grind from them. And that has slowly been working up for like a year now, maybe. And that's why we see it flourish now. And I think, I actually said from a year ago, or like, a little less than a year ago, I said in a year and a half, maybe 2, Europe should be better than America again. I don't know yet, that's just a prediction. But yeah, I think that's also why we also see European win. And I mean, Reject winning in LA, it's a long time coming. I mean, it's a BR. Everyone here especially has like almost equal chance of winning. Not really, but it's a BR, anything can happen. So I think it was just a long time coming.
Okay, so we need to bookmark this video and come back to it in like a year and see how you
maybe.
That works for me, right?
Yeah. I mean, when I did make that statement, that was right before Alliance won.
Okay.
So, and, you know, then it was starting to look up, and EWC, I think, or was it Mannheim? I don't remember. But Europe showed up one of those 2 tournaments. So that was right after
GG obviously playing really well.
GG, yeah. So it was at least looking very good when I said that statement, like just before it happened, you know? But we'll see.
I also wanted to ask about you, and you obviously took a break. You were very public. You shared that you wanted to take a little bit of time away from the game to, you know, get in a different place mentally. I just wondered how that break went for you, and do you think more people in gaming could learn from that approach to not just play, like grind all the time, and actually take some self-care at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, it's a yes and a no. I think you can, if you have passion, if you have true passion. I'm not talking about the I am passion stuff, you know, the BS, all the, you know, everyone says. If you have true passion and you really, really enjoy it, then you shouldn't take a break. Then you should just do it because you love it and it's great. You won't get burned out if you are actually passionate. Then later down the line, a patch might happen, shit might change, who knows? But if you then come to a point where you don't actually truly love it, and you love playing competitive, yeah, you love tournaments, yeah, you love the glory, whatever. No, but if you truly love playing the game and like putting time in it, you shouldn't stop. But then as soon as you don't love it like that, which everyone reaches that point. It can come in waves, it can come in massive periods, and that's why people retire too. Once you get to that point, then you need to take self-care and you need to make sure you take sufficient enough breaks. And I'm not talking about being lazy and not doing anything. I'm saying like take a quality break so that once you're done with it, hope the best case scenario, you get that refound passion again, true passion. And worst case, at least you find a way to manage it to a point where you won't burn out, but with the amount of time you put in.
So where is your passion at right now? How are you feeling before the tournament?
My passion is good, but it is. I mean, I've came to the realization a while back. It's a job, right? So it's okay not to absolutely love it, right? I love the fact that I'm able to play games. I love the fact that, you know, all of this stuff, yes. But I'm not a little kid playing his favorite video game anymore. It's a job. And that comes with a certain level of acknowledgement and like being able to, you have to view it in a different way. And I think I have a good realization in terms of that. So that adds to the passion. I don't really want to answer that. I want to look at it. I don't want to come up, like, I don't want to have this like optimistic, oh, one day I'll get this crazy passion again. No, it's a job, and I want to treat it that way. I want to make sure I work efficient and I do all of that. Yes. So I can't really answer that question.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Obviously, everybody goes, Apex has been around a really long time now, right? So it's natural that people are going to go through those cycles. So I'll end finally then with this question. How are you guys feeling before the tournament, and what would be a good result? And everybody wants to win. That's always the answer people give if I say, oh, how do you think you're going to do? But what is a good result? What do you get back on the plane and say, okay, we might not have won, but I'm happy with the placement that we got? I
mean, it's a BR, right? Anything can happen. So so at the end of the day, it's not so much the result that I can say, oh, I want that result for me to be happy. And I think it's been a very unhealthy way for me of viewing it. I've always been like, oh, this result, that result. Whereas some tournaments I've played really bad but gotten good results, where other tournaments I felt like I played really good but gotten bad results. Whereas sometimes those bad results actually feel better than the good results. Weird maybe, but so it's not. I'm not actually looking at the result. Oh, I want to get top 5 to be happy. No, I want to feel accomplished. I've done preparation going into this. I feel prepared. I'm excited, and I'm ready to show what I've done and what the team has done. And I want to leave this tournament knowing that I was able to show that and feel accomplished with it. So I don't want to put an arbitrary number on what result. I want to be happy with what I've put in. And then I can't answer, oh, what does it equate to? Does it equate to a top 10 place? No, I can't do that. That depends how we're feeling. You know, what if we get unlucky? What if we get lucky? You know, it can vary. So I just want to go in there and make sure I do my best and feel accomplished with it. That's my goal. No matter what happens, I know that everyone's going to really look forward to watching you. You guys are always one of the most entertaining teams to watch. So good luck for the rest of the tournament, or the whole tournament, and maybe see you when you win. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope.